everyone, and welcome back to another wonderful video. Today I wanted to sit here in Ponytown and kind of explain the pearls. Now the pearls, in case you don't know, are the new collectible in Ponytown. They're something that is extremely rare, but they're similar to clovers in a way. Like, you just collect them, the counter goes up, nothing ever happens. These pearls literally do nothing, but they're fun to collect, and they're very impressive if you have a ton of them, because they are extremely rare. And when I say extremely rare, they are definitely twice as rare as clovers by far. So today I thought I would go ahead and explain the mechanics of them, because the mechanics of them are actually a little bit different than clovers, and all kinds of like weird things are going on with them and stuff like that. Now these mechanics of the pearls are very subject to change, but they haven't yet. So until they do, or if they do, these things you need to keep in mind, because a lot of people are going to be pearl hunting, and a lot of people are doing it completely wrong. They're doing it wrong. That's right. If you're pearl hunting, you are probably doing it wrong. But anyway, today I'm going to teach you how all the pearls work, all the mechanics and everything that there is to know about pearls. I'm going to teach you today, as soon as I stop teleporting. If you're ever curious of how many pearls you do have, then go ahead and type in /pearls. It will tell you exactly how many pearls you've collected. See, I've collected exactly 1. That's because they're extremely rare. In addition, if you want to just show off like a pearl, there is now a new pearl emoji. So if you type in pearl between these two little symbol thingies, you can get a pearl emoji, and it will show off a little pearl and everything. So these are two like very basic mechanics. They're not necessarily something that you probably didn't know or whatever else, but it's something to keep in mind because I'm going to go through everything. So if you want to get a pearl, you have to go to one of these clams. These clams can only be found on the beach, specifically the bottom beach and the very top left beach. Those are the only places that you're going to be able to find these clams. There's not that many of them. I've actually counted, so stay tuned and I'll tell you exactly how many there are. But essentially, you go to these things and you just kind of wait. You just kind of sit by them. Just kind of sit by maybe about right here, and just wait. And just wait and wait and wait. And eventually, the clam will open up and there will be a pearl inside. Now the mechanics of it is actually very interesting. If you're standing too close to it or on top of it, the pearl will never spawn. The pearl will never spawn there. The clam will never open up. There will never be a pearl inside it. So keep in mind to stay about a little bit of ways. I'm not 100% sure exactly the range of it, because I can't obviously see it, but there is a range for it, so if you're too close to it, it will never spawn there. And again, these mechanics are very subject to change, so this could end up changing. It could be like, oh, it will spawn even if you're this close, but right now you need to be about this far, I think. Probably about this far. I wouldn't get any closer than this just to be safe. And essentially you can press it and click it. You're still within range to click it and pick it up and everything. But I think you should be safe at this distance. So keep your distance from the clams and everything like that, because if you're too close, they will not spawn. So in addition to be very finicky on when they spawn and how they spawn, there's also a timer for the clams. So every 30 seconds, the game is going to pick a random clam, and it's going to be like, oh, hey, let's open up this clam and put a pearl inside it. And then the game will then check, hey, is there a player on this though? Because if there's a player, I can't open up. And then if a player isn't sitting on top of it, it will spawn it. But if a player is sitting on top of it and it tries to spawn there, it will just pick a different location. It will reset the 30-second timer and it will try another location. In addition to that, there's also only ever 1 pearl on the entire map at any given time. So if you see a pearl, literally another pearl will not spawn literally anywhere else until that pearl is picked up. So only 1 pearl can be on the map at a time, and the pearls spawn every 30 seconds. So keep that in mind. However, the 30 seconds will reset if a player is sitting on top of the clam that is trying to spawn inside of. So now that you know sort of about the mechanics and everything like that, of how the pearls work and how the clams spawn and everything like that, now I can move into some of the tips. So my first tip here is something that I share for essentially collecting anything in the game, especially things that are like rare or whatever else. Essentially, just leave the game. Just leave the game, because you're probably in the wrong server anyway. Just leave the game, come over here, click on this, and then check this server list. This arrow right here will allow you to see the server list. So just click that arrow right there, and it will show you the server list. Find the one that has the least amount of people in it. This one seems to have 186, which is the least amount on this list. We're going to click that, and we're going to go straight into the game. Because there's less players means there's less competition, which means you're more likely to find pearls, whereas if you're on a server with 1,000 people or 800 people, you're probably not going to find a pearl. So if I walk around, I might actually find one. This is actually where I found my only single pearl. All the other ones I couldn't find anywhere else. But if we go around here, we might actually just end up finding one. Going to servers with less people on it increases your chances exponentially, and because of this, you can actually see this person's too close to that. Because there's less people on certain servers, if you're a tier 3 supporter, you actually have access to a different server. You have access to like a test type server deal. Essentially what it is like it's the same game, but it has certain features that aren't fully released yet, features that just aren't out yet, and everything like that. And you can get access to it by being a tier 3 supporter. If you are a tier 3 supporter, I recommend going to that server to collect pearls, because it's going to increase your chances tremendously, because there's not going to be many people on the test server, and the people that are on there probably aren't pearl hunting. They're probably playing around with some of the mechanics that haven't been released yet. One of my friends is a tier 3 supporter, and they've actually went on there, collected 25 pearls, and I don't know how long it took them, but they collected about 25 pearls, and they ended up leaving, and they came back to like the main 18 plus English server or whatever like that, and boom, they still had their 25 pearls. They did /pearls to check, and it still works. So it carries over regardless of what server you're on. It won't carry over from the event server, obviously, because it's like a different URL and everything, but it keeps access to all of that. So keep that in mind, because if you want to collect them, that's definitely a huge tip there that's going to help you find even more if you are a tier 3 supporter. However, if you're not a tier 3 supporter, try the PG Russian server, because there's probably not going to be many people on that one. And finally, you're probably curious, I don't know if you are curious, but you're probably curious of how many clams there are on the map. What exactly are your chances? Now, I can't tell you a percentage, but I can tell you exactly how many clams there are, and if you're good enough at math, I guess you could probably figure that out. But essentially, there is exactly 22 clams on the entire map. There's 14 clams down here at the bottom, and this whole area right here, this little beach that I've been circling back and forth. And then if we go up here to the top, there's actually 8 up here. However, these 8 up here are actually much closer to each other, so I would recommend trying to go to the top of the map instead of the bottom of the map, because there is about 5 right here within view. So if you want to collect them, I recommend going to the top instead of the bottom, because you're going to see a lot more clams, which means you're going to have a better chance of being able to run to one and press E on it and collect it before someone else. So there's 22 clams on the entire map, which means there's 22 chances for pearls to spawn. So anyway, I think that's all the information on pearls that we have at the moment. Like I said, be very careful about being too close to them or being on top of them, because you're going to cancel the spawn. The spawn is never going to happen there. As well, there's only ever one on the map at any given time, so keep that in mind as well. These are extremely rare. These are extremely difficult to find. And I hope that this video helps you collect more, because collecting more is always more fun. So anyway, I think that's going to do it for the video. If you want more videos like this, let me know in the comments as well, because I do videos like this all the time. I do all kinds of informative Ponytown videos and stuff like that. But so if you're into that, go ahead and like, subscribe, and share, and do those wonderful things, because when you do those wonderful things, you get access to wonderful content such as this. But that's not all you get. That's not all you get. You also get to become wonderful yourself, and I think we all want that. So do those wonderful things, and until next time, stay wonderful. Every 30 seconds. They also spawn one thing at a time. They literally only spawn one pearl at a time, and they spawn every 30 seconds. I'm being crowned right now. Confrontation! Run away! What the fuck is this? I don't know. I've been spotted again.